Today, I'm going to be painting this. It's a tiny skull. It's also lip balm. But I'm going to be painting this little skull and talking about mental health. That's why I have my laptop here with me. Mental health is one of my interests per se. And I would say that I've been interested in mental health since I was like 11 years old. So I do know some things about it. Obviously, I don't know everything about it because who knows everything about anything? There's always more to learn. And if you know that, then you can continue to learn. Something that I often deal with and sometimes struggle with is zoning out, dissociation, and hyper focus. They are kind of similar, but I wanted to tell the difference. First, I'm going to discuss zoning out because I think we all do that. We've all walked into a room and we're like, why am I here? Why am I here? And that is me, but like all the time. My memory is so bad. I will lock the front door, of my house. I won't remember when I locked it. It's so bad that I will walk up to the door, lock it, and then the minute I turn around, I'm like, wait a minute, what? There are people out there who have shorter attention spans than me, but my brain is like never still. There's always something going on in there. So I feel like we don't understand the difference between zoning out and dissociation and then hyperfocus, because sometimes you'll be zoned out for hours at a time and forget to eat, and you're like, yeah, I was just zoned out. No, that's probably could possibly be something else. So that is what I want to go into. Zoning out usually lasts for a short period of time. And this is what I looked up on the Google, okay? Sometimes you forget what you're doing or what you were going to do in that moment. Just like I said, you walked into a room, you forgot. Eventually you remember, because you're not gonna forget for the rest of time, okay? I mean, that can happen. Sometimes you can forget things and never remember. Like when you forget a thought, you're talking, you're in a conversation, but then you can't recall what you were saying. But usually with zoning out, you'll remember at some point in time what you were originally talking about. And it's okay, everybody zones out at some point in their life. Well, I won't say everybody, but most people, a majority of people have zoned out in their life. Moving on to dissociation. Now, I just want to mention that dissociation can be a part of a lot of mental illnesses and mental disorders. So it's very serious to some extent, but I'm just going to explain what it is in general terms, okay? So dissociation is when you mentally disconnect from your thoughts, feelings, and or memories. More serious, just a teeny bit more serious than zoning out, because you disconnect from your thoughts, okay? Your feelings, your memories. It's a bit more than just, oh, I forgot. I forgot. It's a little bit more than that. It feels like an out-of-body experience, right? You don't have to be mentally disabled or have like a dissociative disorder in order to have dissociation. Like, in fact, many people have dissociated at some point in their lives. It's just not frequent, because if it's frequent and it becomes an issue, then it's a disorder, right? Disorders are things that disable you. But if you dissociate on occasion, like a rare occasion, and it happens sometimes, it might not be too much cause for concern. But if it does interfere with your life, then yeah, get that checked out. Sometimes when I experience dissociation, it feels like I'm not me, that I'm not in my body, I'm not aware of what's going on. Because dissociation can happen for a short period of time, like hours, but it can also happen for days, months, weeks, years. It can be a long time, okay? When I experienced what I thought to be dissociation, I felt like I was kind of on autopilot. I would go to work, do my routine, and just rinse and repeat. So it was days that it had happened, and I wasn't aware of my surroundings, of myself, of my what I was doing. The only reason why I knew that I did all those things is because when I came back into kind of a realization, into reality, I couldn't remember the prior days. But I didn't miss work. I didn't call in sick. I had been there. People had told me things that they told me that they had talked to me about the previous day, and I couldn't remember. So my body was still moving and my person was still activated, but I was kind of on autopilot because I don't recall the events that took place. That's what I would kind of consider dissociative words, okay? Words coming through. That's what I would consider kind of like what a dissociation may be. But for other people, it can be something of a disorder where a lump sum of their life is exited out of their brain and they can't remember things. And not remembering things doesn't mean that you have a dissociative disorder. It just means that you don't remember sometimes. But sometimes it can mean that. But obviously, if you have concerns about yourself and whether or not this is a disorder and if it does affect your life, speak with a mental professional. This video probably doesn't have that many views, but if you are watching it and you are seeing this and you think that this is an issue for you, like your zoning out has gone to the point where you lose your memories and you lose, feelings and thoughts, and you kind of feel that way, like you're not in your body, then seek mental help, seek a professional help if you feel that it's affecting your life negatively, for sure. Hyperfocus, something that I deal with a lot is hyperfocus. I often go into these moments of hyperfocus, and I think that anyone can hyperfocus. Actually, let me look that up. Can anyone hyperfocus? Can I spell? No. Oh, yeah. Anyone can have like a hyperfocus in their life. A disorder is something that disables you in some sort of way. It affects your life negatively. You can definitely hyperfocus and it doesn't affect your life negatively, but for me it does. So hyperfocus is when you get so interested in something that you aren't really aware of what's going on around you. You're not aware of your surroundings. I'm going to give you an example because this happens to me all the dang time. So often I will get so absorbed in what I'm doing that I'm unaware of time passing. I won't even know if I'm hungry or thirsty or if I need to pee. I don't even know that I'm human. I'm just doing the thing that I'm doing. But those are like really short period of times. Well, an hour or so, but it's not all day. It has happened to me where all day I have forgotten to do anything at all because I was so fixated on what I was doing. This never lasts longer than weeks because I have dogs. Now see, if I didn't have dogs, then it would probably last longer, and my dogs will come up to me and lick me and I'm like, whoa, what was that? And it's just my dog, because they're like, hey dude, I know that you don't know that you have to pee, but I have to pee, so can you get up and take me outside? And yeah, so that's really helpful. It's really helpful to have a pet if you do go into these states of hyperfocus. A pet that will alert you that they need something. And this is kind of more extreme version of zoning out. Right now I'm really interested in Serpa Designs, and I will watch his videos and get hypnotized. And he has so many videos because he's been on YouTube for so long. So I could watch his videos forever. But yeah, so sorry, I could talk about those damn terrariums, aquariums, podariums for a long ass time. So I'm not gonna get into that. So that's that. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. I apologize.